Okay, so time is up, and also I'm gonna open my side of camera, and I'm gonna do a quick check. Side of camera. Oh yeah, I think live stars. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna remove the poster so everyone can see us. All right, so hello guys, another week, another live stream. Well, I saw a lot of Chinese community be here as well. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, another week, another Thursday, and good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. And we are live streaming on both HTX live channel and also YouTube channel, and HTX global Twitter side as well. So 1 second. If you watch the live from like Twitter or YouTube, feel free to go to HTX app to check it out, because we prepare a lot of USDT to grab. And so, like I said, another week. I hope you guys miss me. And I believe you guys can see we have some old friends here and also new friends here. So, yeah, feel free to send the comments or feelings or any question you want to ask about the markets, because for this week's live, we are going to talk about a little bit market as well. And also the topic I believe you guys can see from the poster is it's a micro turning point financially approaching, and has the crypto market already bottom out? So this is your host Ruth from HTX Live again, and today we have 3 guests. First of all, I'm gonna invite our guest to give us a brief introduction, a little bit to the audiences, and yes, still I'm gonna start from Feta. Hello, hi.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here again. I always look forward every Thursday to be here. So just to quickly introduce myself, I am Fed Rifai, the Chief Business Development of NI28. At NI28, we are building, what we're building is something quite straightforward in concept. We are connecting real-world nickel mining operations with blockchain in a transparent and structured way. Instead of focusing on the short-term hype and the quick spike in prices, we're focusing on real assets, real data, and long-term value. We work with licensed mining operations and bring production long-term value, and we work bring production reserves and operational data on chain. Everything is more visible, verifiable, and aligned with in future institutional standards. We're also see this as a bigger journey, as we are structured in every phase in a way that is very unique. We are working as a pre-IPO in our phase 1, 2, and 3, where we focus on building strong foundations, collecting real market data, and preparing for a future where projects like this can connect directly to traditional capital markets. And similar to last week, we're having also a quick, we're still having the giveaway for Bali Blockchain Week, which is going to be a end of May. So stay tuned until the end, and I will let you know how you can be part of this. Thank you, Ruth. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Feta. Really glad to have you here, and also very exciting to hearing from you later. And now let's invite, I think, Danny. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
You here? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So hello everybody. My name is Danny, and thanks, Ruth, for hosting this AMAs. So I'm CMO of Paygo, and we are basically a Web3 payment infrastructure protocol that builds on ENI mainnet blockchain, which is a new blockchain. We are implementing the X402 pay per request standard, and essentially we are building the settlement layer for the AI and API economy. So every request, every transactions, they are natively on chain, so no subscriptions, no accounts, or no frictions or whatsoever. So yeah, so do check us out on our Twitter, and yeah, so I'm really excited to be in this AMA tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Danny. And now let's invite Code. Hello. Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello, and thanks for the invitation. And sorry for the I'm gonna apply have a apologize first because I am out of meeting, so and not very convenient to open the video chat. So let me introduce the ourselves and our project. And I'm Code from the DPRO, and DPRO is a Web3 exchange specializing in RWA tokenization. And our mission is to bridge a gap between the traditional finance and the decentralized economy and provide a safe, compliant, and transparent economy for the next generation of the digital assets and trading. And thanks. And back to the host. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Code. Well, thank you everyone for the introduction. And also, our live is pretty hot because right now we have more than 3,000 audiences with us on HTX live room, and also, I know a lot of people watch this live from Twitter side or YouTube side. But once again, if you want to grab some USDT, feel free to check out HTX app. Okay. So right now let's begin with everything. We actually changed, not changed the question a little bit, but changed the background a little bit, because before each live, I will do some research, search from the data and also the market, because our market keep changing every second or from time to time. So we update a little bit, and over the past 24 hours, because we're going to talk about, the micro side and also the crypto market, Bitcoin has given the market a very interesting signal. It's briefly moved above. It's actually $7,000 as investors reacted to the signals of a temporary easing in U.S. and Iran tensions. But that optimism quickly become more cautious as the market start questioning how durable that calm really is. And also at the same time, the oil price also stayed very volatile, and also which means the micro pressure has not fully gone away. And what made this even more interesting is that a report around the Strait of Hormuz also brought crypto back into the geopolitical conversation. I'm not sure if you guys check the news. Right now, Bitcoin can be one of the payment, for go through the Strait. And also the market is not just reacting to, war headline anymore. So it's also starting to ask whether in a framed, fragmented global system, and crypto could play a more direct role in cross-border value transfer and settlement. That's really a good news. And also tonight, we are gonna, talk about, are we seeing the beginning of a true micro improvement, or just another temporary rebound inside a fragile market structure? So yeah, still we did this kind of live every week. We try to make it more broader, not just crypto market. So we will prepared market structure question, and also geopoliticals, and also liquidity, and also Bitcoin, of course. And also, I think one of the audience's most pay attention to is the future opportunities. But guys, we do not provide any financial advice as well. So yeah, it's just a pure discussion. So let's start with the market itself first, because our first question is, has crypto already entered a not bottom zone? I don't know. Do you guys feel there are more room for another leg down or going up, or this is just a temporary high. So yeah, what's your think of this one, Feta?
Well, I don't think what we're seeing right now in the market is. I think what we're seeing right now in the market, I think it's more of a cooling phase rather than a confirmed bottom. So I think I don't think it's a real bottom. Okay, I think it's just a normal cooling phase. But a 45% down in the total market cap and 70% drop in spot volume tells us that liquidity and participation have significantly declined. A lot of people are basically strapping up, spending less, and taking much less or taking a lot less risky positions. Which this means normally it's a typical mid to late cycle corrections. However, the fact that institutions are still positioning DEX, still positioning DEX market share is increasing, suggests that the underlying structural adoption is still progressing, especially with the tweets of Donald Trump last month about making America the crypto market of the world and having a crypto Federal Reserve, which I think is going to be very problematic for the market rather than stabilizing. Okay. So this combination usually indicates that we're moving into the bottoming zone. Okay. But those phases will take time. It will be a while before we see the real bottom. Okay. So markets don't bottom normally in a straight line. They consolidate, reset levels, and shake out the weekends. So while we may be approaching a base, but there's still room for further downside, depending how the war goes. So it's either a downside or sideways movement before a clear reversal is established. A bit of a long answer, but it could be worse. That's the gist
It
of it.
could be only because of that guy, that man.
Well, it's because of that guy and because of basically the war that was happening. Like, I thought that the market is going to bounce, especially after the ceasefire announcements. But then moments after the ceasefire announcements, there was strikes from Iran, and then there was the news that we saw about Lebanon. I don't know if you saw. It was one of the strongest strikes that happened in more than 40 years. So of course that will affect. So then saying that the Straits of Hormuz is open and then it's not open, or it's not open. So it's like playing tug of war with the market right now.
Yeah, I also I'm not sure if it's true, but Iran do launched a new policy of the price for all the country going through the strait. It's like 4 or 5
It's
level, right? Different
it's not
price.
it's not really it's not really a price or a fee, but they're saying that even if the Straits of Hormuz will reopen fully again, it has to be under the conditions of Iran, meaning you need to get security clearance to go in or out of the Strait of Hormuz. And of course, they want to make money out of it. It makes sense politically, but it will cause a lot of strain on the market, whether it's petrol market, whether it's gold market, whether it's the crypto market, financial market, and even the poly market. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Feta. So, what about you, Code? How do you see this one? Like current market situation. How do you see this?
Yeah. Hello. Just the like the previous guest said. Look at the data. It's 5%. 45 drop in market cap and 70% drop in your wallet, and it's like look at the chart. It's a classic dip bear signal, but like if we look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, right? We are like a current sit in the basically file safe, and in the history, this is where the smart money will accumulates. And while the retail trader are living, and maybe the instructions we're building and buying some like Bitcoin or altcoin or whatever. And I think the low volume doesn't mean the market is dead, and maybe means the weekends are out, and we are in a volume zone. So the market will some volatility, but the downside is very limited from the long term and perceptive. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Code. How do you think of this one, Danny?
Yeah, hello. It's a great questions, and I think everyone is anticipating what the the people are looking at this. But I do agree with what Veda and Cole actually mentions, especially right now. It's not about are we actually bottom yet? It's right now. It's at the uncertainty stage. You know what? It's all about this current cycle. It's all revolving around that guy. A single tweet can like flip the whole market and the whole narrative. Because it's all about I'm not going to be like political here, but I would say it's more towards on a manipulations of power and news, because with all the wars happening, and he's trying to achieve peace by doing so. But you can actually see the patterns here is that first he will like maybe cause some ruckus, and then try to
Taco, right?
you make a taco, the chickens out, and
Yeah,
then
chickens out.
it flips the market again, it flips the news again. So it's been every scenario that happened repeat the same pattern. So we can see this. It's actually quite obvious, just like what he said about cleaning up Iran, and then suddenly he sees fire again. I mean, this pattern is obvious. It's over and over again. So if you're asking about whether we are bottoming or not, it's all about liquidity cycle. It used to be just gold and crypto, but right now, sorry, with the Iran wars, it includes in with the oil liquidity right now. It affects as well. When before the ceasefire announced, when that guy said he wants to eradicate Iran, the oil prices surging up, right? And right
Yes.
after he announced the ceasefire, it's the liquidity switch from the oil straight to crypto, straight to Bitcoin, because have a short rally. So I want to say we are at the bottom zone. We are actually at a uncertainty zone. It's all about waiting for that news from that guy, the decision from the world leaders. So yeah, I think that's my opinion on this. I hope it does make sense, but yeah, I think everyone should see this pattern over and over again, and you can actually predict what's going to happen next. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw the news from Twitter side. I'm not sure if it's true. It said 2 days ago, President Trump said the existing financial system has reached its limits and the crypto-driven area is coming next. That's what he said, and also he states like the financial is shifting fully on chain with blockchain as its core.
It could be just drama, It could be just a drama. I mean, you never know what you're gonna do, right?
Yeah, what he said just
Actually, I just to add in a bit here, I think whatever he says, even though that he contradicts himself 100 times in 1 minute, but I think everything is a calculated move, and I'll jump into this. I'll talk about this a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So I think we'll think right now it's more like a uncertainty stage. Yeah, also once again, our live stream do not provide any financial advice. It's just our opinion share. So yeah. Also, if you want to open any position at this moment, you should be really, really careful. All right, so now let's move to the market structure. So because there was saying like one reason Bitcoin crypto has able to hold up relatively well is that market is trying to price in possibility that some of the biggest of micro risks may stop getting worse. And also right now the Middle East is clearly one of the most variables. I would say it's variables. So our second question is, could easing US-Iran tensions become a real turning point for crypto? If the tensions continue to cool, oil pulls back, inflation expectations soften, and the Fed has less reason to stay aggressively cautious, and then the micro backdrop for risk assets could improve quite a little bit. So how do you guys think of this one? Feda?
Okay. There's two answers to this thing. There's an answer just looking at it from clearly a market perspective, and then there is kind of the what's the word? The analysis, kind of the moves that Trump has
Like
been doing for the
tech
past.
issues, right?
Yeah. So, well, if you're just looking at this from a market perspective, if the Iran-US tensions ease, this could absolutely act as a macro turning point, at least in the short to medium term. Lower geopolitical risk typically lead to decline in oil prices, which help in ease the inflation pressures. And if the inflation pressures expectations come down, it gives the central banks more flexibility to soften their stance about their rates and everything else, okay? Which improves overall liquidity conditions. And as we know, liquidity is the main driver of crypto markets. So yes, de-escalation could create a more favorable macro backdrop and potentially open a rebound window for risk assets, including crypto. Okay. That said, it's important to remember that macro improvement tend to impact markets gradually rather than instantly. So it would likely be a catalyst for stabilization first, followed by recovery. And even if the tensions ease right now, it will take a while for everything to go back to the way it was before the war. Now, that's the market analysis answer. Now, if you add in the geopolitical moves,
But sorry to interrupt. But
yeah,
if that word, it also means right now is the bottom, right? I don't know.
it depends. It depends how the market goes. So if the tension, if the ceasefire holds, and everything, the also the attacks from Israel on Lebanon stuff as well, we could see a market recovery. We can see a bounce back. But Israel is not stopping bombing Lebanon, which is one of the main conditions that Iran has for the ceasefire. So if Israel doesn't stop, Iran is going to strike back again. The US is going to strike again, and the market's going to go down. If the ceasefire holds, then this is the bottom for now until the next war happens. With this guy behind in the White House, you never know where's the next war. Okay, now I think which is the more realistic answer, it all started from before Venezuela. Okay, everything is tight because now they did their thing in Venezuela. They got the Venezuela oil, but people don't know that oil is 70 to 80% more expensive than all of the world in the other world. The cost of it to process it and then sell it is much more expensive. So some analysts are saying, which actually makes a lot of sense, he started this war so the Strait of Hormuz can get closed, so the price of the oil per barrel to go above $100. That's how the Venezuelan oil become profitable. Now, Strait of Hormuz is now closed, and if this war continues, another strait from the Red Sea, which is Bab el-Mandab, the Strait of Bab el-Mandab might get closed as well. So both trade and the oil industry will get chokehold. So that's why I'm telling you, we might not have seen the bottom yet. So
wow.
it depends. Those next few days will make a big difference. So for the Venezuelan oil to be profitable, the price of the barrel has to be above $100, which is where it's at right now. Because Venezuela has the biggest reserves, but why are they not one of the richest countries in the world if they have the biggest reserves? Is because of the price of extracting the oil and processing it and shipping it out is super expensive. That's why.
Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the curse of being born into political family. So yeah, you have to. Yeah.
I like your story, bro. Really informative.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I never. Yeah. Oh, wow.
I learned a lot from his speech as well.
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. I'm shocked. Okay. Okay. So.
I don't think my main thinking right now, if anyone, again, repeating what Ruth said, we are not giving any financial advice. We're just giving our own personal opinions and our own personal analysis of what's happening in the world right now. Everyone should do their own research and analysis. However, if me as Feda, you would ask me what would be my position in the market as of today, my position would be no position, because you don't know what's going to happen in the market in the next couple of days. Yes, Danny just mentioned that the capital already moved back into crypto, but that could change in a second. Because if the war restarted again, the drop in Bitcoin and the increase in the oil prices might be even higher than when the war started. The jump, the one-day jump. So yeah, sorry for my lengthy answer.
Wow, it's great.
Sorry.
It's great to know about that. Okay. So thank you, Feda. How do you think of this one, Danny? Because it says informative. You must be shocked as me, right? We are the same.
Yeah, I mean, he did tell like a very detailed information regarding, and also the chain reaction of this political war that is happening right now, and it does make sense actually. And we've already seen a lot of countries as trying oil prices went up, and then layoff happening also, especially in the Southeast Asia. And I think it's gonna take some time to actually calm down the war. It also depends on whether the agreement, the ceasefire, or the betrayal of these diplomatic superpowers. We don't know, but can this be a good turning point for crypto? I don't think so, honestly. Like I said, it's an uncertainty stage, so it depends on what the leaders are doing in the next few days. What are they trying to announce? What are they trying to agree on? So it depends on that. Then the market moves, right? So it's hard to say. I also could not really like give a pretty decent answer for this question. It's just about my intuitions, my whatever that I see online and read on the articles. I think that's yeah, I think that's my opinion for this one. And I think Freda really did a good job on covering this topic though, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you for the
I really
lesson
like his
information.
answer.
Yeah.
He did a good job on this one. Yeah, good job, Freda. Yeah, I give back to you.
Just adding, one point I forgot to mention. That guy might be a bad politician, even though, but he is a good businessman, even though he grew up in an already rich family. So everything that he does has a price tag on it. Plus, one more thing to add: if the war stopped, it's not good for the U.S. economy. It's not good for the U.S. debts, because if not a lot of you know that this is how the U.S. erased their debts. They stop wars. The industrial military complex, and the industrial military complex gets revived, makes a lot more money, and that's how the U.S. And then there's inflation everywhere else in the world, but the American defense companies are making a lot of money, and that's a cycle. That's what happened in Vietnam. That's what happened in Korea. That's what happened in Iraq. That's what they do. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a businessman. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Psychotic one, but
Yeah, got it. Thank you for that.
The psychotic one. Yeah, okay, I got it, bro.
Okay, how about you, Code? How do you see this one? Do you want me to repeat the question again?
I mean, just like the federal just said, Trump maybe not a really good politician, but he's a really good businessman. Like maybe I just summarize the August said, like peace lead to the lower oil price, right? And the lower oil price maybe lead to a lower inflation. And when inflation drops, the Federal Reserve maybe has the reason to cut the interest rates, right? And Trump can do some taco stuff and control this market. And maybe the oil price goes high, and the capital will follow some money into the oil marketing. And when the inflation goes lower, and capital will flow back to some risk assets like Bitcoin or some others. So basically, the politics just do that. Yeah, I give you some news, and you think maybe I was starting a war, so you might be just flow back some money into like oil or maybe gold or some not high risk assets, and to earn the money. So in the whole world, money is right there, right? There is not a like some liquidity stuff. So the money is flowing like where we can make money, where the capital can make money, where they go, right? So the Trump said, hey, the war gonna start. I'm gonna bomb the Iran, right? So the price will, like taco stuff, the price will get down, get low, and US or some other countries, some capitals smells the chance. So they through the news to make money, right?
Yes, for sure. But also he's unpredictable. We thought we know the pattern, but not sure.
Danny did mention earlier something about market manipulation, also gold. So don't forget that most of the media outlets is controlled by one side or the other. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever. So now the headlines moves markets. So you never know. Everything is a move. Everything is a move.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
people trying to separate the markets with whatever is happening in politics. Well, you need to have good understanding and knowledge of both. You have to keep up with both. That's how you'll be able to minimize your losses, let's say.
Yeah, it's all connected together. All right. Thank you guys for the answers. Definitely get a lot of new information from the live stream. Okay, so the third one it's actually about liquidity, because we all mentioned about that. It's pretty important to the market. And also in crypto, liquidity usually tells more than narrative. Also one of the clearest thing people are watching right now, it's I'm not sure if you guys, but sometimes our research team, no, they will, yeah, they will focus on stable supply always. And so the third question is, if stablecoin supply growth is stalling, does that mean the market still hasn't fully bottomed? Because historically, when a stable coin growth peaks and starts like flattening out, it can suggest that fresh capital is no longer entering the system at the same pace. So in some cycles, that has been an early warning that the market is still had more downside ahead. So how do you think of this one, Feda? Do you watch the data of stable coins sometime?
Well, the stablecoin supply has always been one of the clearest indicators of liquidity in the crypto ecosystem. So when the growth slows down or declines, it usually signals that the capital is either sidelined or flowing out of the market. Historically, peaks in stablecoin supply, normally comes before further downside, or in today's words is like even a lower bottom, okay? Because they normally reflect a shift from deployment to redemption. So based on that, the current data suggests that the liquidity is still relatively tight and that the market may have not fully bottomed yet, as we just mentioned. However, each cycle evolves. We're now seeing more diversified sources of capital, including institutional flows, real-world asset integration. That there's the talks that about the U.S. crypto Federal Reserve. Of course, not everybody is talking about the role El Salvador has on this, with the country with the most Bitcoin reserves. Institutions and governments are already jumping into crypto, and we're definitely not a niche market anymore. The crypto market has already mainstreamed. While the pattern is still relevant, it might not play out as cleanly as it did in the previous cycles. So overall, the liquidity is still constrained, which supports the idea of gradual bottoming process rather than an immediate reversal. But then again, it all falls back to what's going to happen in the next couple of days. So if the war continues, more and more people are going to cash out. So the liquidity will tighten more.
Yes. And also I saw the comment from DRACKULL007. Stablecoin dominance is super high now. Still a lot of upside. Okay. What about you, Danny? How do you see stablecoin right now? Or stablecoin reserve?
Yeah, okay. When we are comparing in the previous cycle, they are stablecoins, they are primarily speculative tools, for you sold your crypto for USDT, and then when you want it to de-risk, and then you bought it back for more exposure. So it's basically a parking lot between the trades, right? But in today's, we've seen the crypto market has matured a bit, and there's more narrative to come. TradeFi, PayFi, SocialFi, everything that requires payments right now. Most of the businesses, countries, they are trying to use or integrate or switch to crypto payments right now, right? Stable coins especially, they're used for like cross-border remittance, and then for payments, particularly in America, Southeast Asia especially. So they are being used in enterprise treasury sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And also DeFi as a productive yield assets.
Yes.
So they're being used in AI-driven payments as well. That's a study we're excited to see this, right? So what this means that just flatlining or a slight decline in stablecoin supply, I don't think it does not carry the same pure bearish signal it once did in the previous cycle. Sorry, because some of that redemption, it might be people de-risking it, but some of it might be stable coins moving off chain into a flat denominated products, that now offer competitive yields or something, or especially money market funds, or something like that. So that's why Fed also mentioned about right now there's more usage of stablecoin. So just looking at the supply does not really signals the bear or the market direction, because we have, like I said, the market has matured and we're growing. So there's more utilities, more narratives coming in, and they use stable coins too. So I think it is gonna shift on how we see the market as we go in the future, right? So yeah, so I think that's my take on this one. So
All right. Thank you, Danny. What about you, Code? How do you see this one? Are you still? I cannot hear you, Danny.
Yeah. Is Danny
Yes.
still talking?
No. No. Yeah, go ahead, Code.
Yeah. I think the stable coin supply growth has been settled because the high interest rates in the traditional banks, like maybe if I have the USDT or I have dollars, maybe I prefer hold the USD in banks to get 5% year
Yeah. Yes.
rather than holding USDT, right? And
Yes.
this reduction maybe shows that liquidity is tight, and it also means there's huge amount of like we call dry powder sitting on the sideline. And once maybe the federal signal says rate cut, the money will rush back into the crypto market, into the maybe Bitcoin or some others. So flat stablecoin supply doesn't mean the sign is dead. It's like the bouncing spring, right? They just waiting for a reason to jump into the crypto market, to jump into the Bitcoin, jump into the whatever the altcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why the race cut while the war like Trump says, yeah, we stop the war. Maybe the money will come back, and there is a huge amount of money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, but also, the flat stablecoin supply doesn't necessarily mean capital is fleeing, but maybe sometimes they're just waiting because
Yeah. They're just waiting a chance, waiting a reason to
yeah.
jump into the market. Yeah.
Also, that kind of environment is still very difficult for a strong trend reversal, because the market right now is still lack of like new liquidity input or impulse. So all right, thank you guys for the answer. So after the liquidity, let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit, because the market, is still uncertain, and capital usually hides in the most liquid or most resilient assets first. So like go like Bitcoin. So the fourth question is, if Bitcoin dominance remain high, does that mean the market is still in a defensive phase? And does that mean altcoins still need to wait? I think that's also the audience is curious, because in our ecosystem, a lot of people still try to capture a opportunity to make money from altcoins, or maybe most of them from the altcoins. So how do you think of this one, Feta, about the current Bitcoin and altcoin situation?
Well, the Bitcoin dominance around 57% indicates that the market is still in a very defensive phase. I did talk how uncertain the situation is right now, and in uncertain environments, capital tends to concentrate about in Bitcoin because it's seen as the most established and the least risky asset within crypto. Historically, we only see strong altcoin rallies once the confidence returns and liquidity expands, which leads to capital rotating out of Bitcoin into higher risk assets. Since dominance is still elevated and not clearly declining, it suggests that the market has not yet fully transitioned into that risk on phase. So yes, altcoin rebound is likely to require more patience, but probably will follow once macro conditions improve and the liquidity returns more broadly into the market.
Yes, and also, if the market is really good, I think there's one interesting thing is you can hear a lot of people from you be like, "Oh, I earn money from this altcoin, or I lost some money from that altcoin, or I paid full attention to this project or that project." But right now we will talk about Bitcoin, long short, long short. So yeah. What about you, Danny? How do you see this one?
Yeah, okay. So Bitcoin is actually the largest, most liquid and most institutional recognized crypto asset. Because I mean, obviously, it's Bitcoin, right? So when uncertainty is high, and people don't know where to put their money, so they basically concentrate in just Bitcoin, right? And it's the what do you say, the flight to quality within the crypto ecosystem. So the way you might buy treasuries over corporate bonds in TradeFi when fear spikes, right? So historically sequence, in the market recoveries, it tends to follow a very predictable patterns, where Bitcoin finds a floor and starts recovering first, and then Bitcoin dominance peaks somewhere in there, and it often after Bitcoin's price has started to turn, right? So people are still cautious and piling into Bitcoin. So even as it rises, right, because it's the safe haven or the digital gold, people often say that, but it was before that guy became a president. Again, but once he became a president, everything changed. The market changed, the sentiment changed. So it's kind of a bit on the bad side for the crypto market right now. So I think we appear to be in the early part of that sequence and still in Bitcoin accumulation and dominance peak phase. So I think we are yet into altcoin rotation phase, because right now people are focusing more on Bitcoin, because whatever Bitcoin moves, the altcoin moves, right? They follow along. So the main asset, there's three main assets, which is gold, Bitcoin, and now it's oil. So it's hard to say that are we in bull, are we in bear, are we in defensive? It's uncertainty right now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about rotation between these three.
Rotation between these three. Okay.
Yeah, the liquidity rotation, bro.
Yes, makes sense. All right, thank you, Danny. What about you, Code? How do you see this one?
Like the Bitcoin dominates.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the users, the investors, think all the capital think thinks this is a defense mode, right? Because in this market, an investor runs into Bitcoin because they want because Bitcoin is a safe haven for the crypto, and what we are waiting, or what the capital waiting, what the investor waiting. We just waiting for the rotation, waiting for the capital rotation. And usually, like previously, the bull market flows the pattern. The Bitcoin goes up first, then the dominates breaks, and then money flow into like Solana, BNB, or high quality arts. And if the Bitcoin still dominating, still rising, because user and capitals, they all think the altcoin season is haven't arrived yet. So like most of investors, what will I do? What will I do? Maybe I'm just holding the BTC for safety, but maybe research some RWA or AI project for the future breakout. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, I mean, the time will come yet. Maybe. Okay, so maybe the time will flow, and this is the time to do some research and maybe put some money into some uh, potential projects now. Yeah.
So right now is the moment we build our strategic position. Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you, Code.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, we all know like a Bitcoin keep absorbing most of the market's trust, and that usually means investors are still prioritizing safety over aggression, especially right now. So they may be willing to stay in crypto, but they are not like borderly comfortable moving further out on the risk curve, but that doesn't mean altcoin cannot bounce, because some narrative, like Code said, there are a lot of like potential narratives they could outperform. So yeah, right now we can try to search or study the market's current trends or narrative to see if there are any any altcoin, any project are full of potential. Yeah, there is a big chance. All right, so let's move to our last question of today's live. So it's also a most important one for builders, and also for long-term investors, or for traders, or for for all our community members. So there is this so-called like garbage time. What is name? Yeah, garbage time is trans like it is a Chinese term, but in English we call it garbage time. Actually the best window to position, like Code mentioned, right now is the best moment to position for the next new opportunities. And if so, where do you think the next big opportunity or next narrative will come from? We have DeFi summer, we have NFT summer. Right now we have AI, or a lot of people mentioned about RWA. What's your guys think of that, Feta?
Well, what we're seeing, it's a very typical of what I would call the quiet phase. Maybe you have like you said, you have a different time, different a phrase for it in in Chinese, but I would call it the quiet phase of the cycle. Lower VC activity, fewer new projects, and reduced speculation often signal that the market is cleaning itself up after
Yes.
excess from the previous cycle. And I think the cleaning up is happening not only from the previous cycle, it's from the past couple of years, because the reputation of the market for the average person, that the market is full of scams. So a lot of cleaning is happening. historically, this is where some of the strongest projects are built. Yes, there's a lot less projects right now, but there's a lot more projects with quality that are in the market right now. Okay. Because the focused shift from actually where from hype to the fundamentals, a lot of the focus is being put on fundamentals right now. So yes,
Like
this kind of,
infrastructure. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So this kind of environment can be one of the best times to position for the next wave of growth, but it requires long-term perspective, not quick gains. Very much different than the meme coins or the altcoins. Okay, so in terms of where the next opportunities lie, AI combined with crypto is definitely one of the most important areas to watch, particularly anything revolving around data, computing, and decentralized intelligence. Of course, at the same time, sectors like where we come in, real world assets, infrastructure, and tokenized finance are gaining very strong momentum. And I personally believe real world assets is going to be the next big wave in blockchain in general. So especially with projects that has institutional interest. So the next cycle will most likely be driven less by speculation and more by real utility and integration with traditional systems. And every time I come on here, I have to talk about Ethereum a little bit. And I think utility, that's where Ethereum comes in. So keep an eye.
Okay, thank you, Feta. I know you are also trying to cover me a little bit. Yeah, we are the same actually. We are the same. AI plus crypto and RWA, and also for me, one more is storage. Storage could also, yeah, like infrastructure.
Yeah,
Uh,
so anything
uh-huh.
related to data, whether it's mining data, data storage, AI, even power storage. I'm seeing some stuff. Now, people, anything that might come, any solid project that might come with anything related to quantum computing or blockchain quantum computing.
Yes, that's hot
Yeah,
as well. Quantum computing. And
yes.
also, there was a time not very long ago, like a couple of months ago, before this GPT and cloud going crazy, and I was very anxious about someday I may be replaced by AI. So I tried to, search and think a little bit what kind of future position could not be replaced by AI, like you said, data. Because with the development of AI, they must need a lot of data to feed the AI tools so they can do a lot of things. So that's also one direction. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. So, what about you, Danny? How do you see the last question, the new opportunity, the next one, the next one?
Okay. Very good question though. Yeah, that zone, and the next opportunities, right? So I think it depends. But first of all, it depends on what narrative that you want to invest in, and because from what I see right now is that the meme coin super cycle that Murad actually talked about in the token 2049, I'm not sure whether it's relevant or not right now due to whatever is happening in the world. And what I see is that you have to know to and pick a project that is more towards utility based, that provides utility to the community, and that narrative is what makes you last longer in the market instead of VC projects, where VC holds a lot of token percentage, and then after the project launch, and then the VC just run away. So that kind of project is not for long. And then meme coins obvious meme coin is not a utility token. They're just more towards hype. So it's all about community base, right? So meme coin is out of questions, and VC backed token still 50-50, but I wouldn't recommend that. And last one would be the utility token, which what Feda and you agrees on, which is AI, DeFi, and also I think I strongly agree and support about PayFi, because right now a lot of countries are embracing PayFi in their law and regulations, and also some enterprises, especially in Southeast Asia, because that's where I'm from, and I've seen a lot of projects and also enterprises starts to implement PayFi, and some of them even create a project that requires the country's law and regulation green light, which basically tap into the government side to get the approval, right, to use the technology. Because I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a green light from the government, right? Because for long-term gameplay, that's, I think, is a very important aspect that you need to have in your project in order for you to succeed, to be implemented in the country as well. So because not all country has the same law and regulations, so you have to take note of that. And yeah, I think that's AI, of course, because right now the AI bubble hasn't burst yet. It's keep going, and then so first it will be AI. The second we're going to be PayFi, because like I said, it's all about the payment, cross-border payments and stuff like that, and also stable coins. People are hyping for that. And I think next would be DeFi, just what I mentioned. So DeFi, because right now, trading wise, it's not a good timing for trading due to whatever is happening in the world. So people tend to find a safe investing, which is staking, right? DeFi staking. It's low risk, it's a slow, but you get a stable profit from it instead of trading and play around with your mental ill with whatever is happening in the world. So yeah, I think that's my take for the last question. So yeah, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Danny. What about you, Code? How do you see the last one? The next big opportunity or next narrative or sector will come from?
I mean, this is a season maybe call it incubation season, and so let's talk about history. History provide that the best project like some challenge Uniswap were building during the quiet times, and maybe next 10 plus project won't come from the hyper. Maybe they come from the real utility, just the previous guest said.
Yeah.
So that's why we doing some research on AI. Like the Danny said, the AI bubble is not broke yet. So there's still some opportunity to maybe search some AI plus crypto project like the host suggested. Um, uh, mm, Maybe human will be replaced by AI, right? You can search some while the employee they maybe hire and do some data stuff and maybe save the data of the employees, and the employees can be replaced by the skills, right?
Yeah.
From now. Yeah. So maybe AI plus crypto is maybe it's the next let's call it story, right?
Yeah.
We just call it story. it's a story can bring the trillions of dollar trillions dollar of the like I don't know how to say it, like the RW bring the trillions of dollar into the blockchain, right? And this money can plus flow into the AI plus crypto. So in my opinion, that's RW plus AI plus crypto is the most project most the best project we I want to invest in. Yeah.
Yeah, build a whole bridge connect from real
Yeah.
world assets to crypto to AI.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One last thing to add, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Um, if anyone looking for any indications on what projects to watch or follow up or even invest in, again, we're not giving any financial advice. Everyone should do their own research. But the most important thing is the longevity, sustainability, and the infrastructure of the project. And try to find projects that are doing things in a way that are different than what is being done. So you can normally see that from the way either the tokenomics is built or if they're offering any DeFi products staking, the team settings and stuff like that. The more complicated the compensation plan is, the less solid the project should be. Because if the project has strong fundamentals, the compensation plan and the tokenomics should be fairly simple.
Yes, exactly. All right. So we all mentioned about AI and also HTX right now. That whole team is AIizing. That's just his priority right now. And yeah, we are. Thanks to our boss Justin, we are all of our staff right now are equipment with the most advanced AI model to work, and also yeah, we have this AI driven meeting and also AI our daily report, weekly report, AI everything within the team. So right now we see the trends. And yeah, I think we should feel grateful to born this generation so we could witness how technology can change our life. Right now I believe no one can live without ChatGPT, DeepSeek, cloud, it's
Fully agree.
yes, and
Yeah.
for the kids born this from right now, and they will be born with I don't know maybe some AI tools. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
really.
some of you are even born with the internet. I still remember the time without the internet. I've seen the internet take over.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was born
oh,
before AI too. So yeah.
yeah.
yes.
Experience the before AI era. I know how it
Before
feels.
AI, I've seen life. I remember life before internet. So as much as people like to think it's different, but then what happened to the market, even though that there was not, well, crypto did exist at that time, but not in the way that we know it today. But
Yes.
we did see what happened to the traditional, the financial markets when the internet boom, the Y2K and all that stuff.
You know
The
what,
cycle
2K?
is, yeah, the cycle or more or less, the cycle is more or less the same. Even the fashion is going back to the 2000s. So you don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, AI generation. Wow, that's really
Yeah.
amazing. And how grateful.
Yeah.
Uh all right, so I think that's for today's live session, and it's really amazing live
One last
show.
thing.
Yes, go
One
ahead.
last thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Ruth.
Go
We're
ahead.
still giving away 2 tickets for Bali Blockchain Week, which is going to be end of May in Bali. So if anyone wants to join this giveaway, you just go to NI28 underscore global on Twitter or X. You will find You will find the QR code over there. Scan the QR code, or if you're able to scan the QR code in my background right now, do so, and you'll be able to enter the giveaway. We'll still be doing this giveaway every time we come on here until we're ready to announce the winners. Sorry, back to you.
All right. No. All right. Thank you, Feta. So feel free to go to check out their Twitter and and also you have chance to get 2 tickets of Bali Blockchain Week on the end of May. All right, so it's already more than 1 hour, and really appreciate everyone's support and time, and share so much interesting story and also insights of the topic. And right now we have more than 12,000 audiences with us. That's really amazing. And thank you, our HTX family support. So thank you, Ko. Thank you, Feta. Thank you, Danny. I'm going to see you the next one. Bye, guys.